Hey Virgos, welcome and welcome back to the Honey Sea Star Tarot, and happy Valentine's Day. This is a day that I wanted to do a special read for us on what's coming towards us in love, how to best utilize the energies, and learn a little bit as we go about the holiday too. But before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you, and I love each and every one of you guys for all the ways that we get to connect on this channel, for all your love and support with likes, views, subscribes, shares. Seriously, you make me melt, and I feel so blessed every time I post a video and I get to see your guys' feedback and reaction to it. And so thank you guys. I love you back. So Valentine's Day is actually shrouded in a little bit of mystery when I did some research. So its origins actually came from ancient Rome, and then were later adopted by Christianity and kind of changed a bit. But originally, it was meant to be a celebration called, and I hope I get this right, the Lupercalia. And I'll only go into it a little bit because some of it's a little dark for our modern day things and how we look at them. But this festival was held mid-February to celebrate the coming of spring. It also included fertility rites and a lottery to pair men and women. And so the festival took place basically to please the pagan god Lupercus, the god of fertility. But on the Christianity side, it's got a little bit of a Romeo and Juliet story as well. So there is, as legend goes, there's said to be a priest named Valentine who was imprisoned for helping Christians. And unfortunately was unalived on February 14th, which is the day that we celebrate, for refusing to basically forsake his faith. Before passing, though, he had a little bit of a mysterious connection with the jailer's daughter. And for us coming in as Virgos, this day is really going to energetically be a day of awakening, especially when it comes to choosing the right partners, breaking free from bondage, but more importantly, seeking a freedom towards past hurts, past pains, so that we can look past that, look past those quote-unquote forbidden loves, or loves that aren't really meant for us, to find truly the love and call in the love that is really meant for us in this life, just like Mr. Valentine. So as the story goes, basically, Julia was blind, the jailer's daughter, and it was said that Valentine, when he was arrested and jailed, she would actually come in and they would pray together. And through praying together, God actually restored her sight, as the saying goes. But after this, he gained the reputation as the patron of saints. And the reasoning why was because before he went to his unaliving, I don't know how to put that, basically he wrote her a letter, and it was signed "Love from your Valentine." And so it kind of weaves this extra hidden aspect, this forbidden love story, into history as well, where there was maybe something going on a little bit more than just him being in prison for helping, persecution against Christians. But also too, the idea that she was restored in her sight through praying, really for me when I meditated on it, it speaks to the idea of coming together in love, choosing love, no matter where we come from, no matter who we are, what we believe, and seeing past unfair persecutions, seeing past unfair advantages, because truly they are pointless victories. They are injustices. To try and take, in a world today where we're so divided, it gives us an opportunity, the energy of love gives us an opportunity to come together in the idea that really, and the energy really, the feeling, the passion, the support, the community, in coming together, seeing past traditional values, past conventional norms, but more importantly, coming together as a group, as a whole, in cooperation and in harmony. Now for us Virgos, Mercury is going to be in Pisces during this time. And so it boosts our creativity as well as emotional understanding at this opportunity, or during this opportunity. You could feel torn between the mind and healing, especially from past aspects, but it gives us a feeling of beauty and makes us good listeners to our partner, as well as allows us the opportunity of high empathy. Careful though, because it could also, for us Virgos, challenge us to avoid neglecting our own interests, our own needs, and trying to give too much to others. But there's something to be said about the power of love. And Valentine's Day is the day to really celebrate that, to really recognize that. Because in all things, especially when you get into the science aspect of energy, love is my favorite energy. There's few things that can transcend time and space. Love is my favorite. It can't be confined. It can't be taken. It can only be given. And it's the universal connection, the universal energy that unites us together, that helps us bring together, that helps us heal together, and becomes a language that everyone and everything can understand. Just think about that for the moment. Like if you look at studies of plants, when you look at the saying even of like that it was made with love, or it was baked with love, even from your grandma's favorite dish, that, favorite casserole, favorite pie, that energy can actually be tracked, can actually be looked at, analyzed in our own bodies. Our heart vibrates and gives off a vibration in any emotion that we have. And so literally we are walking energy, we are walking energetic vibrations. And so during this time when we're able to all elevate, all come together in the energy of love, this is where everything, everyone, animals, plants, can understand and connect, even if we can't articulate the energy with anything other than feeling. But that's where this holiday is so important, because out of all things that can transcend, space and time, love is the answer. And as the High Priestess, this is really where it's like you're utilizing your intuition during this time. You're calling in, you're vibrating at a molecular form, at a cellular form within your body, to really let go of past endings, to let go of those lower vibrations, jealousy, hatred even too. That one's a very strong one. It's a very low energy. But transition, more importantly, from divisive to inclusive through our gift of humanity. No matter how different we are, we can always come together when we have a common goal, when we have a common energy. And the gift of humanity and all of its pros and all of its cons and all of our good and our negative energies. Love transcends time and space. And it's one that touches each and every one of us. That's where our true quantum entanglements happen, is through love. Just like through Valentine and Julia. Had they not come together and prayed together in their faith, had they recognized themselves only for their differences in what type of faith they believe in, what religion they follow, what organization they are committed to, she would not have gained sight. She would have remained blind. And so when you think about that, whether that's figurative or actually true in the way that it cured her blindness as an act of God, as an act of God, it opened her eyes. It opened her eyes because her heart was open. She loved somebody that was meant to be imprisoned, because he didn't give up on others, because he chose to help his fellow mankind. He chose to help his fellow man, his fellow woman, treat him as his family, treat him as his equal. Julia did the same. And no matter how many differences they had, they were able to come together with their faith in choosing love. I'm just saying, it's beautiful. This is where we're letting go and we're moving on towards those inclusive, cooperative, bright horizons, but we're releasing the divisions. We're releasing the divisiveness, and instead coming to the table in our High Priestess energy. And if that resonates, by all means, share your story in the comments below. Let me know, or even just put a heart in the comments below, but let me know what Valentine's Day means for you, what you're overcoming here negative energy-wise, and instead embracing a calmness, a control, the reduction of anxiety, letting go of the haunting, the things that haunt you, but instead look towards the light of love. What are you working on? What are you gifted with in your faith in choosing love this Valentine's Day? Because really, truly, what I see, I mean, you could side tangent, but you could be dealing with a Geminian. Also, too, with the Gemini aspect, you're coming across at this time as being very charming, particularly with your communication. You are in tuned and connected. And that truly is what this Valentine and February actually is all about. February is a month of meaningful connections for Virgos. And that truly is where, with the moon being in Virgo on Valentine's Day, we are in our wheelhouse. We're analytical, we've got discipline, we're ambitious, but we're standing in ethical fairness and truth. And it's basically about being a man of honor, being a woman of honor, and using your intellect to supersede what culturally has left us divided, and instead standing up in our bravery, standing up in our intelligence, in our articulation, in our passion to advocate for basically a committed completion, new territories, synthesis, dynamic aspects, balance, harmony, as well as growth and expression. But this is really truly where it's like you are standing in the Four of Pentacles position. This is where you're holding on to truly what is meant to be for you in love. This is where you're coming to the table to learn new opportunities, but with enthusiasm when it comes to learning open-heartedly through love, connecting open-heartedly through love, through different aspects, through different perspectives. What I also see as a side tangent coming in, because it's like we've got a lot of Geminian energy. It came out again here. You could also be dealing with an Aries. You could also be dealing with a Taurus. There's two Aries, that came out through there. But there's also a lot of Neptune energy involved with the Four of Pentacles. This is where it's like you're having a vision, having an understanding of truly what you connect with in a partnership. And with Virgos, I'll be honest, the moon is in Virgo on Valentine's Day and Venus is in Capricorn. So for us, it highlights our practical yet heartfelt gestures. Even the smallest gestures make a difference. And during this time, as we connect with our loved ones, this is also an opportunity of random acts of love. So true story. During COVID, so I know it's been a few years, but for me, this entanglement it'll always be in my memory, and it'll always be associated for me as one of the most warming opportunities of love. Because when it's a stranger, there's no entanglement. There's no... To help a stranger, to love a stranger unconditionally, to offer unconditional love to someone that you have no entanglements with, no responsibility for, it really truly shows the genuine nature of your heart, the genuine nature of your kindness. And so here I was at the grocery store, of course, and a gentleman basically came up and he just started talking. And during COVID, we were all social distancing, very much sheltered. I was in a rural area, so people just didn't get out much. The grocery store was like the main place to run into people. But anyway, this guy just wanted to talk. And so we had this wonderful, profound talk about the grace of God. And really about how his faith had led him through. This was an older gentleman, so he had been in the war. It had also led him to holding on to his first love, who he had met before the war, went to the war, came back, and she was still there. She also, too, has still, held on to him or held out for him. She wasn't married, she was single, and very much looking forward to seeing him again. They reconnected, they married, they had a 47-year relationship before she passed. And she had passed just shortly after COVID had began. And so this guy, after being being married and sharing his life with this woman, he was now learning to walk this earth alone. And really, truly, on the simplest of nature, he just needed somebody to talk to. He wanted somebody to connect with, to share with. And it was amazing. I didn't even realize it, but I think we probably talked for half an hour in the aisle. But either way, I was so touched by it. He lifted me up just as much as I hope I lifted him up. Long, short, I went about my day, went grocery shopping, and here I am, I'm going to the checkout line. We said our goodbyes before this. Well, he was there at the checkout line waiting for me with a bouquet of flowers. No reasoning to do that other than just to say thank you. Thank you for the connection. Thank you for talking with me. Thank you for sharing with me. Thank you for allowing me a chance in love. Thank you for loving me unconditionally when I needed it. And that was just so amazing. I literally melted. I am just saying, and I will always take it with me, because really, I don't know if anyone else can say this, but it's like who expects to go to the grocery store? You're doing your normal routine. The world's coming to an end at the beginning of COVID, of course. There's fear everywhere, misinformation everywhere, all the wonderful aspects of that. And we're isolated in a rural area. And here this beautiful man just needed a hug, just needed someone to talk to, and he changed my world. It was amazing. He made me melt. Never underestimate the power of love, because I hope I changed that guy's world just as much as he changed mine. But either way, I will always carry it with me because of him. He was a light for me just as much. And so during this time, like I say, February is a month of meaningful connections for Virgos. At that level where it's like you're loving agape, you're loving without condition. You've done work through pain. You've done work through worry. You've done work through conflict, and you've healed. And you're really looking at the connections that you're making in your community and who you raise up. But it's a great time to connect with someone who appreciates your grounded approach to love. And this is through heartfelt gestures during this time. Now, as a side tangent as well, if you're in a relationship for Virgos, this is a time where don't be surprised if you two will really be called to celebrating with an approach in love during this time for Valentine's Day, where you're just getting cozy, staying in and being completely content in each other's arms, in each other's company, but enjoying each other's shared values. And if you're single, this is a time where your natural charm is really amplified. It's a wonderful time, astrologically speaking, where if you are looking at going out on dates, meeting somebody new, running into somebody new, this is the day for it, especially with Mercury being in Pisces, especially for Venus being in Cappy. But really, it's an opportunity and basically an open door of new beginnings. Now, also too, like I say, this is a time where you'll be connecting with somebody, or a great opportunity to connect with someone who appreciates your grounded approach towards love. Heartfelt, practical gestures that invoke thoughtfulness, that require thoughtfulness. And essentially, it's like this is where this Valentine's Day, you are looking at the pricelessness of love, everything that it has to offer, and how important it is, because it's something that not only transcends space and time, that entanglement we carry with us through lifetimes, but it's something that money can't buy, that you can't necessarily get through anything other than feeling and through elevating. And if that resonates, by all means, share your story in the comments below. I'm a hopeless romantic, so if you're in a relationship, say how many years you guys have been together as well. Share your opportunities, because what I'm seeing here is that something's coming by where it's like you're also very focused on your financial aspects. This could be somebody, and in your community as well. So this could be somebody that basically is coming in either through work, through a relationship you already know, through an opportunity, either way, where it's like they're coming in to help you as a sign of service. And I think that really resonates with us Virgos, and will resonate with you, because it's through that heartfelt gestures that you'll really be able to share, that you'll really be able to connect, because it's that shared value that just comes so innately easy and intuitively for a Virgo. Now, on February 14th, I do just want to say as well, the angel number in love is 214, and it really symbolizes balance, harmonious relationships that are found through compromise. And so this is where you are being influenced. Again, you're very fertile, so no pressure. But either way, you're being very influenced in a way, or influencing others through that wealth aspect, through that stable aspect. And so it's through those heartfelt gestures that are priceless, that are more than what money can buy. And really, it's due to the fact that you choose love. It's due to the fact that you raise your vibration, that you've worked through those past aspects, those past relationships, you've learned from them, but more importantly, you've let go of whatever type of pain you've incurred through love, through your love life. And the wheel is changing in your fortune. It's through practical, thoughtful love that you're calling in. Now, as 214 goes as the angel number, it also allows us or cautions us to come to the table with our partners through an open mind and to avoid forcing our viewpoints, but instead be open to our partner's suggestions, our partner's ideas. And this is where a new path will be presenting itself. It's through that collaboration. It's through that desire for change. So for us Virgos, I know we do typically have, and not to say that we're control freaks, but we do typically love control in the way where if things are too spontaneous or sporadic or too, like you can't read the energies or feel stable and secure within the energies, it tends to throw us off, right? And if you agree, put a heart in the comments below. I'm just saying. But either way, this is going to be an open change where whoever is coming in, where you're connecting with in your relationship, through heartfelt gestures, through practical, thoughtful aspects that really speak. You're connecting with your partnerships with new beginnings, new opportunities through this idea of really that love language that really requires balance, mutual growth. And so this is an opportunity for Virgos. Like I say, February is all about meaningful connections for us. But this is where we're really calling in and connecting and bonding at a deeper level with our partnerships. Whether you're in a partnership now, starting something new, looking for love, you're calling in that partner that really builds themselves, that you can build with in mutual growth. Become that powerhouse, basically, where you complement each other. This is also where, like I say too, it's like you're following your desires. There's a desire for change. And so this is one where it's like you'll be putting yourself out there. Don't feel surprised if there could be some things, as aspect-wise coming through as temptations. And it could be coming through as a temptation through the idea of socializing. So if you're going out, this is one where you may see a temptation there, a creative spark, a little bit of flirtation. Someone comes in that kind of gives you that inspiration, or you connect on that creative level. Excuse me, I don't know why I can't talk. But either way, this is where it's like you are standing in the magician power. You're calling in through your healing, through what had you entrapped in the past. You're reconnecting and healing that aspect, letting those past events go and moving to a place of prosperity that focuses on a family, that focuses on freedom of from pain. And like I say, you're choosing love because it transcends not only time and space, but it transcends pain. It transcends hate. It transcends fear and allows you the freedom. This is about, Valentine's Day for us Virgos is about flying in the freedom of love. And I'm just saying, I absolutely love this energy. Now, if you are feeling alone during this time, like I say, agape love, don't be surprised. Go out there and give random acts of love. Don't be surprised if you receive more than you anticipate. And more importantly, receive absolutely more than you give back. It was the funniest saying before I understood it, but when I first heard it, I was just like, what? But somebody told me basically to give is not entirely an selfish act. And that's true in the way, not in the way that you're giving with an expectation, but in the way that you unexpectedly, when you give unconditionally, particularly when you give love, when you show love, when you share love, when you connect with love, when you do it unconditionally, without expectation, without any type of anticipation of a reciprocity in return, don't be surprised that you get back more than you receive. Time in and time again. Just like the gentleman who, I was just trying to connect with somebody. He needed somebody to talk to. We had a wonderful, deep connection about faith, about love. He told me all about his grandchildren even, which was amazing. I'm just saying. But here he is. He melted my heart with those flowers. Did he have to do that? Absolutely no. But did he want me to know how much it meant to him, our connection? Absolutely. And because of it, to this day, I still carry him with me in my heart. Our connection that day meant just as much to me. And so, like I say, never underestimate the power of love. It is amazing during this time how much you might be surprised to receive. And so I did also want to pull some spirit animal totems. So this is a time as well where Spirit is reminding you to be the observer. Utilize discernment. Again, nothing can deceive you if you trust your knowing. And when you see others at this time, you're very heightened. You're a good listener. You've got that high empathy. And so you'll see other people's secret. But more importantly, through the gift of love, you're keeping them sacred. You're finding your strength in connecting with people at deeper levels because of their vulnerability. And therefore, they're also teaching you that you can be vulnerable with them as well. And with the sea otter, this is what leads to the happiness of playful living, releasing those expectations and enjoying every day. Again, it's coming together just like Julia and Valentine did, where through praying, through coming together, through offering love at a time when we were basically divisive, where he was sentenced to being unalived. She gave him love in the darkest of darks. And in return, he gave her the gift of love and gave her sight. I'm just saying, more than you can ever expect to receive. This is about releasing those expectations. Let go of that worry and instead choose love. I got goosebumps, I'm just saying. But either way, this is where Spirit is saying, now is the time to surrender to love. Your destiny of love is sure. And with the goose, this is about your inner knowing. This is about the fact that you are a brave traveler, especially when it comes to connecting with others, especially when it comes to connecting and showing love through the divine, through your connection with yourself, your inner world as well as the outer world that we focus on, that we build with, that we walk in every day. Your soul knows the way. Spirit is telling you now is not the time to be afraid of love. Now is instead the time to be confident that you will achieve your destination. Loyal friends, loyal love, loyal tribe, community is always with you. And side tangent, we are here with you on this channel, on the Honey Sea Star. Now is the time to fly. And the best way to elevate yourself is with love. In a world where we are so divisive or there's so much up in the air, there's so much energy. This is a time to raise that vibration, to transmute any negativity and heal any negativity through love. And so if this message resonates, by all means, please like, share, subscribe, share your story in the comments below. If you need a little pick-me-up as well, put a heart in the comments below. Let us love you here on this channel. And to check out the Honey Sea Star store to take us with you as well. Now, during this time too, especially if you're getting cozied up with your somebody special and you guys meditate together, do music therapy together. Try the chords of G sharp and C sharp. That'll really help with unblocking any chakras. Really what I see here is the connection with the divine, the crown and the third eye. And so your affirmations of really reminding yourself that you are a vessel of the divine, flesh and bone, but you're allowing yourself, you're loving yourself to step into the wise part of who you are and acknowledge your existence and your expansion so that you can better serve yourself and others through love. The divine loves each and every one of us. And through that love, we raise each other up. Now, color-wise too, no surprise, we've got reds. You may also be attracted to purples during this time. So as we get ready into spring, as we walk into this Valentine's Day, as we celebrate Valentine's Day, where our charm is amplified, where we're making practical, heartfelt gestures and connecting through thoughtful love, this will help with raising your vibration, raising your intuition to really come to the table in deeper connections. Could also be dealing with a Taurus, no pressure, I'm just saying. But I see a lot of grounding coming in with this. There's the duality aspect, and then also too the change. If you've been walking this world alone, this is where you're really deepening your connections or making that change to develop those connections, to start those connections, to walk into connections wholeheartedly on a deeper level. but also on a grounded level that's through practical action, heartfelt gestures that truly are priceless, that entangle us in love, in the web of love from this life to the next. And so I truly hope this message helps. I am sending all my love and light to each and every one of you guys. Seriously, I feel so blessed for each and every one of you. So thank you. I love you back. And more importantly, I hope each and every one of you has a happy Valentine's Day. Take care.